Hey, what's up guys? This is Youth Man. Today we're in my friend Derek's home theater. Wanted to share with you kind of his setup and show you how you might be able to set up a home theater in a normal everyday living room, even if you don't have, say, a dedicated space like a dedicated theater room. And so before we jump into the video and kind of talk about his entire setup, I want to give a big thanks to East Porters. East Porters provides a wide variety of home theater products, including projectors, screens, home theater seating, as well as TVs, speakers, electronics, and so much more. Head over to eastporters.com to check out their selection. All right, Derek, thanks so much for allowing me to come over and hang out in your home theater. Tell my audience just kind of a little bit about your setup here, and then we'll go through kind of each component and talk about what you've got.
All right, so yeah, in a previous video, we kind of went a little bit more in depth in this, so just a quick overview. The room is 12 by 20. I am renting this room. I'm a 100% disabled veteran, so a little bit limited resources, but definitely something that I've always wanted to do here. Like I said in the previous video, I had a 55-inch TV, and Mike approached me with, hey, do you want to do something like this? And yep, that's an easy yes. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So I've got the LG HU85LA, which is on loan. Definitely going to be sad to see that thing go. The 110-inch EluneVision screen, which is fantastic in this space. Obviously, I have a lower end Denon 5.2 stereo system. Nothing super hefty there.
Sure,
I'm running, for my video, I run through my Amazon Fire TV Cube. I also have an Xbox One X and a Nintendo Switch that is plugged in for other entertainment stuff. But definitely very, very happy with the sound I get, even without a sub. I know some people kind of are like, where's your subs? And I'll be honest with you, this set, the way it is for me, plenty. All right, so up front we have, basically the system's a 5.0 Klipsch reference premiere system. I have two reference premiere 6000F front speakers. I have a reference premiere 504C for my center channel. And for the rear surrounds, we got the RP500SA, which can be used for either surround or Atmos.
So in Derek's room, he's got really just not a huge living room. We've got 8-foot ceilings. The room is, how wide you say?
12 foot, yeah.
About 12 foot wide, and so that's pretty common for somebody's living room. And so as we look around the room, you can kind of get a visual of the space that we've got to work with. And I tell you what, Derek, I'm really impressed with just how you designed this. The space, the way that you've even got curtains on the sides, you've got some decor, you've got even a custom center channel, not a center channel, but a custom cabinet that you actually made this, what do you call this?
This is like sofa, but kind of a sofa table
sofa
bar
table.
that I also made those as well.
Yeah, and so Derek's real handy. It takes him a while because, like you said, he is a disabled veteran, so he has to work on these projects over a long period of time. But I think you've done a killer job. And then over here on the side, you've got these two little kind of seating areas, but you've also got storage inside there. And kind of tell me what you're going to do there. You shared that with me yesterday.
Yeah, so I bought a couple of boxes that have a cushion on them. The cushion doesn't really match anything in here, but my idea was to get some fabric, like outdoor fabric.
Yeah.
And then my mom, I can't sew, but my mom's going to sew an elastic band around this.
Cool.
To have covers that I can kind of switch with my decor if I want to, depending on if I'm entertaining or whatever. Because I have a dog. She's in there. I have a cover for the couch, and I recommend everyone do that. But when you're entertaining, it's nice to be able to take that stuff off and have that. I mean, I do teach a Sunday school class, and I like to have them over. And you obviously want to have those people come over and enjoy the space. And
sure.
I think, being able to have the things that I've also built in, to me kind of completes the space for me, because I invested time in it. I didn't honestly have a lot of money to put towards all of this.
Sure.
So, being able to put my own time and effort and have something tangible in it was really, really cool and really important to me.
Now, earlier we talked about the projector. So we've got the LG HU85LA ultra short throw projector. Now, this projector looks gorgeous in your setup, man. It looks great on the EluneVision 110-inch screen. But like you said, unfortunately, this is only here for a short period of time. We're both, basically, we're using his home to review this because in my setup, it would just be really hard for me to figure out a way to mount that and hang that. And so when Derek told me a long time ago, hey, if you ever get a chance to review an ultra short throw, I would love to be able to do that in my setup and upgrade from I think you had an LCD TV?
I had an LG.
Okay,
yeah.
So an LG TV.
LCD,
And so he always wanted to have some kind of ultra short throw because right here we've got this big ceiling fan. So it's going to be really hard to mount a projector unless we do it in front of that, and that would have to be a short throw projector, not necessarily an ultra short throw.
Well, then, and I would also say that you know, obviously there are reasons why, and someone's going to say why not just do a projector?
Sure.
Because it's not my house. You know,
Good
so
reason.
I have to be respectful, and obviously I would say anytime you're in a space like this, definitely involve whoever you're renting from. Because it's important that they are okay with the space, and my owner is ecstatic and can't wait to come over and see it all once it's all done, which is pretty much there. So yeah, just be mindful of that. But yes, a projector probably would have worked in this space, which would obviously change your cost a little bit.
Yeah.
But in the event that you have the situation I have, this was a good option.
Sure. And so when you look at this setup, it's not a huge expense. I mean, every home theater is, I mean, it's going to cost you something. And we talked about the projector earlier. Now, that's way above your budget right now. I believe that's like a $6,000 projector. So that's kind of way above. And so you shared with me earlier, you're probably going to be looking at some different ones. And I've already reached out to some manufacturers to see if we can get some other ones in to review for you guys, and especially even compare them to the LG and just see what those look like. And so we're going to be looking into getting that. So make sure you subscribe to the channel because you know, like I said, we've already got one that's already going to be sent. But anyway, but just an incredibly functional space, and it just kind of again gives you an idea of what you can do in a living room. And the cool thing is you've got some ambient light here, lots of ambient light over here, but he's done a great job at picking up some curtains, some real thick curtains that literally block out all the light. When we shut that curtain, block out all the light over here. And
it gets dark in here.
Yeah, and then the front screen, that actually covers the entire window, and you've got curtains there. So Derek, before we wrap up the video, I want to ask you just a couple questions about your home theater.
All right.
The first question is, what do you like most about your space?
All right, so my favorite thing about the space, I use the A-word assistant devices, right. So I don't kick anybody else's off, and that's what I have throughout my house. So being able to automate that stuff, I've got a routine that says when I come with a certain radius of my house, everything turns on. So as soon as I come home, I don't have to worry that I've wasted or left the TV on or anything like that. It comes on for me once I arrive. And it's just kind of ready for me to just sit down. I can make dinner. Everything's already up and running. I can tell it to play something for me. It's fantastic. I think that's my favorite part with all of it together, and then adding that particular automation piece is, to me, key to my setup.
It's pretty slick. He's even been over to my house and he's controlled using his Apple Watch, being able to turn on stuff and turn off stuff, his lights and his home theater, and so that's pretty rad, man. Yeah. I need to kind of get him over to my house and my home theater to kind of help me with some of that automation, because I definitely like how he's got that set up. That's pretty slick. Okay, the second question is, if you could go back and redo anything, you know, redo this setup, is there anything that you would change? Is there anything that maybe you would do differently?
All right, so yeah, there are a few things that I would probably do differently, and most of it deals with I guess researching the products that you're going to be using, making sure you understand where the placement and stuff is, and I think that's probably the biggest thing is, you know, having to have dealt with a window that's behind the screen, and then not at that point knowing where in relation the projector needed to be, caused me to have to take the legs off of my entertainment center. You know, obviously I have curtain behind that because there's a window there that's not covering. So I think if I had to do that over again, I think just a little bit more planning and understanding that, and maybe obviously putting it on an 8-foot ceiling, you might have the screen a little higher. That would accommodate, you know, more entertainment centers, if you don't, so you don't have to build your own, but you'd be able to buy something that would better accommodate that. But yeah, then I think other than that, I wouldn't change too much. I'm not into having super big speakers. These are my preferences. Just to me a perfect setup for me. I'm honestly completely happy with this, and this is something that if and when I purchase a house or move to another place, this will be a little bit easier for me to get moved, and still looks fantastic in the space. So like I said, other than just kind of placement things, I'm completely happy with it. It's not going to be fun to let that guy go. So again, Optima, Vava, Xiaomi, if you guys want anybody to review that, please contact Youthman. Please contact Mike, because I think you know, we'll obviously want to be able to try those spaces, and then I can make a decision on which one to go with.
And so the last question is, what are maybe your future plans for your space? You know, are there any upgrades that you're wanting to make, or is there anything that you want to change? Those types of things, kind of, where are you going ahead in the future with your home theater?
All right, so the question number 3 is a loaded question. I think definitely there's things that I want to do in the future. In this particular space, I'm already designing kind of a shelving unit that is basically 8 foot, and it'll fit directly underneath the screen itself and kind of cover that space where the curtain just kind of just flows out from behind there. So my idea was literally 6-inch deck board that's already got a curved surface, and then doing an 8-foot space, but cutting that into 2 4-foot pieces and making a shelving unit with a backing on there. And then, you know, standing that whole thing and having a place to put movies or whatnot to kind of cover that space a little bit is one of the biggest things I'm looking to do. Other than that, you know, there may be furniture here or there, but honestly, it's got me wanting to design and build a home. You know, don't know if that's in my future, but it's something that I've kind of always had in the back. But now, having had spent time kind of designing these things, and I'm not a designer, I'm not a woodworker, I'm just a veteran that you know, and is using my time to help take away from the pain that I have. And these things, honestly, it brings me joy, and it makes me happy that people like the stuff that I've done. But you know, the better part is I didn't do it for them; I did it for me. Yeah. And so I think taking that into maybe a new space kind of has me excited, because I could just see the different things that you could do with this space. But as far as this space, just little things. I've got my computer back behind me here. I'm considering putting a shelving unit there, just to kind of have more desk space. But other than that, as far as the home theater itself, if you don't have a lot of money, and you have a space that maybe is not yours or is smaller or whatever, just take the time to see what's going to work for you. You know, 100-inch screen or even a 90-inch screen is, you know, still bigger than most of the you know, actual TVs. So if it's something that you're looking to do, I would say don't shut your mind to it. And obviously you can make a space the way you want it. Just I definitely just say just take your time on it, and you know, let yourself dream a little bit. Now obviously the LG is way out of my budget. Honestly, really don't want it to go. Really don't want it to go. I know, said it a few times, because you know, it took a while to dial it in, but once it's dialed in, it's been fantastic. Excited to see the other options, you know, and then kind of go from there to see what I'll end up going with, which maybe that'll be another video for sure.
All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this home theater of the month. I've really enjoyed spending time in Derek's home theater. I think he's done an incredible job with the space that he has. And again, one of the reasons why I do the home theater of the month is just to give you ideas, just to give you concepts. Some people think that, man, I can't have a home theater because I've got just a living room. I don't have a dedicated speaker or dedicated theater room like Youthman does, and I may not ever have that. And that's okay. I've seen guys do this in a bedroom. I've seen them do this in a living room. And so regardless of what you have, get creative. You know, Derek didn't buy the entertainment center, he just built it. And so find a friend. If the speakers you're looking at you like that are way above your budget, even look and consider buying used. There's a lot of ways that you can do a nice home theater setup in your space without completely breaking the bank. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this type of video, I've got a whole playlist on Home Theater of the Months right over here, so check that out. And as always, you guys be blessed, and we'll catch you in the next video.